Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We get ready for Alabama against South Carolina. This is Roger Hoover, now pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry, presented by Ford. And Coach, Roll Tide, it's good to see you. How have you used this week to get ready for the Gamecocks?
Yeah, it's been a great week of prep. We obviously have gotten back into our regular routine with our Mondays off and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and, a great day of practice yesterday. Excited for today's workout and, excited for what lies ahead for this team. So much opportunity.
Who's really keeping things positive right now for this team? You always want a player-led team, I understand, but who's keeping things positive the most in that locker room right now?
Yeah, I think they all are. These kids understand to be where their feet are every day. They're very grateful for, where our team is at and where we can go. And I think Carly Weathers and Jessica Timmons and, Naomi Jones and Diana Collins, Ace Austin. So it's by committee, right? This time of year, everyone's tired. It's hard across the country. And, how do you embrace hard? And I think that's with positivity and keeping perspective, and just sticking with it right now. We're so grateful for what lies ahead for this team and just want to embrace each day and be where our feet are.
Against Oklahoma, got to see a little more of Tiana Chambers. What is she bringing to this basketball team right now? Yeah,
I think she just continues to get better and better, and she gives us some size on the perimeter. And, we felt like with the foul trouble, we haven't been in that much foul trouble, honestly, but she's continued to come to practice every day and work at it and get better and been very coachable and spends extra time in the film room and, on the court getting shots up. So we're excited for her future. Right now she's just got a couple of veterans in front of her, but it's great to see her bought into the team concept and keeping things in perspective.
And also looking at another freshman, Ace Austin was on the floor in some key moments in the fourth quarter. Just how do you continue to see her game evolve as we get deeper in the season?
Yeah, I think we just continue to spend time in the film room with her, continue to spend time in player development. I think the importance of her continuing to work on her game in some areas from a catch and shoot perspective to, all the little things of getting everybody to their spot and being vocal. I think we've got to see from her and Diana both rebound the more on the defensive end because we can start a transition. And, against Oklahoma, I think they had 2 combined rebounds. At A&M, it was a little better, but we've got to rebound in our backcourt. With the system and style of play that we want to do in transition. So we've got to get more rebounds from that backcourt position.
Second time that Alabama's faced South Carolina this season. I know the first time feels like a long time ago back on New Year's Day, but what were some of the lessons learned from that ball game? Any adjustments going into Thursday night?
Yeah, you got to put 40 minutes together. You've got to be exceptional in all areas. You're their top, team in the country, obviously just coming off a great win at LSU. And congratulations to Coach Staley on 500 career wins in the SEC. It's amazing what she's done with that program. And, we're playing the best on Thursday night. So we have to be at our best. And we're excited for the opportunity. I think, a lot of people complain about this schedule, that schedule, whatever's going on with their scheduling. We embrace this. These kind of games help prepare us for March in the NCAA tournament. They help us with our net. So we embrace this challenge. We're excited for the opportunity and embrace it.
And once again, you get an opportunity at home in Tuscaloosa. Coleman Coliseum has been such a good home court advantage for you this year. And how about the student support we continue seeing every game?
Yeah, we really appreciate, Curry Chaos and everything that they're doing to show up night in and night out. We had an amazing group of Zeta here with our Pink Initiative. And, Roger, I think you can speak to this as well as I can. It's been so fun to watch this fan base embrace this team this season and how our fan base is growing and continues to grow. And we all know that a home court advantage in the SEC is incredibly, I always say it's 10-point advantage. So it gives us an opportunity to represent our home crowd, Carly, Jess, Wise. I think our senior class to have the opportunity to we have 2 more games, at home. And we need to give everything we've got to make sure our senior class has the opportunity to capture those moments in a really special way.
I really hate that we're winding down the home games and in the final 2 weeks of the season. But, Coach, we look forward to seeing what's coming up Thursday night, Alabama against South Carolina. Just thank you for your time. Roll Tide.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
That's the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry. We'll have the starting lineups and more as we get ready for the Tide and the Gamecocks. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit. But we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
The Alabama Education Association is the member-driven voice of Alabama's education employees. AEA members are teachers, education support professionals, administrators, professors, future teachers, and education retirees. Joining the Alabama Education Association has never been easier. Use their new online membership for a fast, safe, and secure way to join today. Visit myaea.org to learn more.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Tonight in Tuscaloosa, the Alabama Crimson Tide against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Appreciate the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry, joining us for that pregame interview presented by Ford. Great things are possible when you have the power, the performance, and the smart features of a Ford F-150, a proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Greatness starts here at your local Ford dealer. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Gamecocks.
Enjoy hand-breaded tender deliciousness. Download the Gamecocks app today and check out this exclusive offer brought to you by Hardee's. Participating Columbia and Spartanburg area restaurants only. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Let's get you the starting lineups. First for Coach Dawn Staley's Gamecocks. The visitors here tonight wearing brand new black uniforms, a different version of the black uniforms tonight. And at the point guard, number 25, it's Raven Johnson, 5'8", fifth-year senior from Atlanta out of Westlake High School, where she's a McDonald's High School All-American. Named to the SEC All-Defensive Team last year, 10.2 points, 4.4 rebounds, sixth in the SEC with 5.4 assists per contest. Another guard, 00, Tania Latson, 5'8", senior from Miami, Florida, transfer from Florida State in her first season with the Gamecocks. Former McDonald's High School All-American, was the first team All-ACC and honorable mention All-American 3 times at Florida State. This year for the Gamecocks, 15.1 points, 3.1 rebounds, 3.5 assists per contest. Another guard, number 5, Tessa Johnson, 6'1" junior from Albertville, Minnesota, out of St. Michael Albertville High School, where she was a McDonald's High School All-American, 13.9 points, 3.5 rebounds per contest. Out of forward, number 8, Joyce Edwards, 6'3" sophomore from Camden, South Carolina, out of Camden High School, where she's a McDonald's High School All-American, honorable mention All-American, first team All-SEC last year. This year, 4th in the SEC with 20 points per game, has 6 rebounds per contest as well. And in the middle, number 11, Medina Okot, 6'6" senior from Kenya, in her first season with the Gamecocks after transferring from Mississippi State. 13.1 points, second in the SEC with 10.5 rebounds per contest. Gamecocks in their brand new black uniforms with just white numbers, no garnet, a white block C on the front as well. Gamecocks will be moving from left to right as we look at them from the floor. We are directly across from the Carolina bench where we've always been here at Coleman Coliseum. So we will have our normal view. Gamecocks at 25-2, 11-1 in league play. The Alabama Crimson Tide under 13th year head coach, 20-6 this year, 6-6 in SEC play. 4-guard lineup. 1 guard, number 15, Tamia Scott, 6' senior from Clarksville, Tennessee. Transfer from Middle Tennessee State, where she played for 3 years in her first year at Alabama. First team All-Conference USA last year. 8.8 points, 3.5 rebounds per contest this year. Another guard, number 20, Diana Collins, 5'9" junior from Lilburn, Georgia. Her second year at Alabama after transferring from Ohio State. 8.8 points, 3.2 rebounds per contest. Another guard, number 22, Carly Weathers, 5'11" senior from Loretto, Tennessee, Loretto High School, where she was the Tennessee Gatorade High School Player of the Year. 10 points, 6.1 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Another guard, number 23, Jessica Timmons, 5'8", fifth-year senior from Charlotte, in her third year here in Alabama after 2 years at NC State. Averaging 6.2 points, 4.5 rebounds per contest. She's fourth in the SEC in three-point shooting and eighth in three-pointers made. And in the middle, number 21, Essence Cody, 6'4" junior from Valdosta, Georgia, out of Valdosta High School, where she's the McDonald's High School All-American. Named to the SEC All-Freshman team a couple of years ago, averaging 11.9 points, 4.7 rebounds per contest this year. The Crimson Tide in their home white uniforms, crimson numbers, crimson trim down the side of the uniform. They'll be moving from right to left. Officials for this evening's contest, Natasha Kamey, William L. Smith, and Roy Golbian. Coleman Coliseum holds about 13,500 people here, about 13,500, and there might kind of a smallish crowd, probably about 2,500 or less in attendance here tonight, mostly filling the lower part of this bottom bowl here. And see if the Gamecocks can get the season sweep. They've won 24 straight against the Crimson Tide, lead the overall series 34-15, including an 83-57 victory back on January 1st at Colonial Life Arena. Waiting for TV to give us permission to play. Gamecocks 2 wins away from clinching their 10th SEC title since 2014. But you got to win them, and 3 of these last 4 games are against top 25 competition, with 2 of them on the road. After tonight, we'll be back at home for the next 2 games, with nationally ranked Ole Miss coming to town Sunday, then Missouri next Thursday, and then at nationally ranked Kentucky to close out the regular season. So here we go. Gamecocks break their huddle, as do the Crimson Tide. Essence Cody to the jump circle for Alabama. It'll be Medina Okot for Carolina in the new black uniforms. Again, very subtle black uniforms. No trim on the side of the uniform or the jerseys, just white numbers. Looks like maybe there's a gray border around it. That's about it. And a block C in the middle of the front above the numbers. Gamecocks moving left to right. Let's light this candle and wait for the officiating crew to get permission from TV to play. Don't forget, Atkins Law Firm proudly supports Gamecock women's basketball. And if you've been injured on the job, remember, who you hire matters. Call them at 803-251-6406. Gamecocks and Crimson Tide meeting for the second time. Alabama trying to move up in the standings. Crazy how the standings are. We've given you those earlier. You got nationally ranked teams that could be playing on the first day of the conference tournament. Lead official to the jump circle will light this candle. Tip is controlled by the Gamecocks, moving left to right. We're underway in Tuscaloosa. 2-3 zone employed by Alabama out of the gates here. Beat it inside to Joyce Edwards, fumbles, and lost it out of bounds. Just never could accept that entry pass from Tessa, and it's an opening possession turnover. Gamecocks averaging 13 turnovers per game. That number's gone up a little bit. Here comes the Crimson Tide, moving right to left. Collins will bring it across. Up top it comes to Cody, back to the basket at the free throw line. Hands it off to Weathers left side. 15-foot jumper is short. Fight for the rebound. Ladson saves it from going out of bounds, but they say she was on the baseline out of bounds. If she lets it go, it's probably Carolina ball, but I don't think she was sure who touched it. So a sluggish start, as we always seem to have here at Coleman Coliseum. They'll bring it in baseline left side. Got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. They get it up top finally to Timmons. She'll drive in the lane right side. Kick it out right side for a 3 ball that won't go down for Tamia Scott. They get the rebound underneath. Follow-up shot on the layup was blocked by Medina Okot, and the Gamecocks have it. Gamecocks come out of there with it. 40 seconds gone by, no score. Feed it down low to Joyce Edwards. Working the baseline near side. Puts it up and in off the glass through traffic, and the Gamecocks strike first. It's 2-0 as Edwards will get us started after a turnover on the opening possession. Here comes the Tide the other way. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Up top, Tamia Scott. Around a screen to her left on the dribble. Back up top it comes to Collins. Near side it comes again to Scott. Shot clock halfway down as she drives to her right across the lane and then through a bounce pass to Khadijah Sessions on the Carolina bench. The Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. Alabama guilty of a little more than 14 turnovers per game. Carolina ball leading 2-0 with a minute gone by here. Raven Johnson will bring it up, trying to stay out of a trap as she crosses midcourt. Lobs it underneath to Medina Okot, beats her man and lays it in for 2. Great height advantage there, and the Gamecocks lead 4-0. Good read there by Raven Johnson to see the mismatch underneath the basket. 4-0 Gamecocks, 8:40 to play in the opening quarter. Whistle away from the ball. We're going to get a foul on Raven Johnson An off-ball foul there. I guess she had Timmons locked up. First foul on either team. So we'll see how many whistles, what's going to be called, what's not going to be called tonight. Collins up top. Passes near side to Timmons. Dangerous three-point shooter. Comes around a screen. Swings it right side to Collins. Collins back near side. Timmons thought about the deep three. Doesn't take it. Works it right side to Collins. Shot clock under 10. Drive, shoots, and somehow got that to go. A little dipsy-do, and Alabama's on the board. They cut Carolina's lead in half, 4-2, with 8:20 to play in the first quarter. Gamecocks get it across. Raven passes left side to Nia Latson against the zone. Far corner, Medina Okot. Back left wing, Raven. She wants three. Off the rim, no good. No black jerseys underneath. Alabama comes out of there with it. Chance to tie or take the lead. 4-2 Gamecocks. Here comes Alabama. Dribbling across the lane is Tamia Scott to her right. Passes to Jessica Timmons. Left-handed dribble into the lane against Tessa. Near corner it comes to Collins. Shot clock at 13. She'll work the baseline. Cut off in the low block. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebound Medina Okot. The Gamecocks have it. Still leading 4-2. Need a bucket here. Handed off to Tessa Johnson up top. Can't pull the trigger on the three. Passes left to Raven. Raven looking inside. Finds Medina Okot. Beats her man and lays it in for two more. Medina Okot with her second bucket. And it's 6-2. Gamecocks in front. 7:26 to play in the opening quarter. Back-to-back buckets for Medina. Here comes the Tide. Gamecocks stay in the man-to-man. Up top, Weathers. Around a screen right side is Collins. Top of the circle it comes. Cody wants three. No good. Rebound. Joyce Edwards and the Gamecocks have it. Big post player not afraid to shoot the three. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Joyce Edwards drives the lane. Left side just outside the lane. Feeds it to Tanai Ladson on the left wing. Ladson on the dribble. Pulls up from 15 feet from the corner. Left it short. Edwards falling down as she tries to collect the rebound. They're going to call a foul on Alabama. First foul on the Crimson Tide. They'll also have a sub. Naomi Jones checks in, 6'4" redshirt sophomore from Jackson, Alabama, averaging 5 rebounds, 5 points per game. We'll get our first sub. Maddie McDaniel checks in. She'll pick up Raven Johnson. McDaniel, the sophomore from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, averaging 4.5 points and 3 assists. Gamecocks will bring it in baseline left side. McDaniel to do the honors. Gamecocks leading at 6-2. Feed it into Ladson. Baseline jumper. Got it. Tanaya Ladson with the bucket. Makes it 8-2. First points of the night for Tanaya. Short 6-foot jumper. Near corner it comes. Tamia Scott for three. Too strong. Rebound Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Edwards will hand it off to Maddie. McDaniel will steam across the timeline. Works it right side to Tessa. Near corner three. Too strong. Okot with the rebound on the other side. Lays it in for two more. Medina Okot with 6 points here in the first quarter. And the Gamecocks lead 10-2. 6:23 to play in the opening quarter. Here come the Tide quickly down the floor as the Gamecocks match up man-to-man. Up top, Tamia Scott, guarded by Joyce. Handed off left side. Weathers around a screen, feeds it inside. Layup won't go down. And the Gamecocks get the rebound. Joyce Edwards comes out of there with it. Carolina leads at 10-2. Edwards driving left side. A lot of contact, but no foul. Gets it back up top to Tanaya Ladson. Ladson back to Joyce Edwards on the baseline on the far side. Spins, shoots, scores with the right hand. Joyce Edwards with the bucket, and the Gamecocks have a 10-point lead with 5:50 to play in the opening quarter. It's 12-2. Here comes Alabama. Weathers on the near side, guarded by Tessa in the man-to-man. Up top it comes. They're going to get a foul on Tanaya Ladson as she had Jessica Timmons wrapped up. That's twice the Gamecocks have been called for the same thing, wrapping up. Jessica Timmons is not allowing her to get loose. She's their top scorer, one of the top three-point shooters in the SEC, and the Gamecocks maybe a little over-aggressive here. Alabama will bring it in front of the Carolina bench across the way. Up top it comes to Scott, top of the circle, around a screen to her right. Gamecocks stay in the man-to-man. Ladson with her, shot clock at 13. Now pulls it back towards the half-court line. Double screen, comes around it to her right. Scott on the drive into the lane, steps back, shot clock at 5. Up top, three ball away by Weathers, won't go down. Rebound, ping-pongs around. Medina Okot has it. Gets it out to Tessa Johnson. Gamecocks have it, leading 12-2. Up top, Medina Okot. Right side, Maddie McDaniel. Maddie, back to Medina right side. Thinks about it. She'll take a 12-footer. Missed it short. Rebound, Karam's out to Medina, and the Gamecocks have it again. Zip it left side, Tanaya Ladson. She wants three. Off the rim, no good. Couldn't get that one to go. Gamecocks still lead 12-2 midway through the first quarter. Gamecocks on an 8-0 run. It's a Krantz cooling and heating hot streak. Your comforters our victory. Keep comfortable with Krantz. Three ball left side by Jessica Timmons is good. The fourth best three-point shooter in the league. Hits her 58th of the year, and that ends that 8-0 run to make it 12-5, the lead trimmed to 7. Medina Ocott hands it off left side. We'll work it left side to Tanaya Ladson. Ladson around a screen, dribbling to her right, to Maddie McDaniel. Up top to Joyce Edwards. Right elbow jumper by Joyce, left it short again, and the Gamecocks have cooled off here. Settling for some mid-range that aren't going. The Crimson Tide tries to get the transition game going, but they fumble the pass down the floor to Jessica Timmons. They're able to keep the possession. Timmons right side hit that three a moment ago, guarded by Maddie McDaniel. Delivers left side to Austin, the freshman driving across the baseline. Zips it right side to Weathers. Back up top it comes to Scott, drives in the lane, misses the layup after good pressure by Medina Ocott, and Medina gets the rebound. Gamecocks lead is still 7. Work it left side to Tessa. In the corner for 3. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer, Tessa Johnson. That's a Dominion Energy 3, powering your every day. Tessa, the best three-point shooter in the league, hits her 70th of the year. Back to a 10-point lead at 15-5. Here come the Crimson Tide. 3:39 to play in the quarter. They work it near corner to Weathers. Weathers around a screen, dribbles back up top. Shot clock down to 13. At the free throw line it comes to Jones, driving in the lane against Medina, scoops it up, blocked away by Medina Ocott, but Austin gets the rebound for Alabama, steps back into a 3 right side. It was blocked by Medina, and Tessa Johnson gets the rebound. Medina Ocott doing it on both ends of the floor, and then a foul in the backcourt on Ace Austin of Alabama. It'll be Carolina ball when we come back. 3:18 to play in the first quarter. South Carolina leading Alabama by a score of 15-5. Hey, Signorama is your one-stop shop to grow your business. They design, print, install, and service all of your signage and graphic solutions needs. You can rely on Matt and his team just as Gamecock Athletics has for many years. Contact your local Columbia independently owned Signorama today. Back in a moment for more South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their field.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Hey Gamecock fans, it's your 3-time national champion women's basketball coach, Dawn Staley, and I want to encourage you to fly local. From takeoff to tip-off, the team and I are proud to support our hometown airport. With 10 non-stop destinations, CAE makes it easy to get where you're going. For more information about the official airport of the Gamecocks and a full list of non-stop destinations, visit flycae.com.
Hey homeowners, don't let HVAC troubles disrupt your peace. Enjoy consistent comfort with Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. From quick repairs to new installs, our friendly, family-owned team has your comfort covered. For over 40 years, families across the Midlands have trusted Krantz for quality service, fair prices, and hometown care you can count on. So don't wait. Beat the heat and kick the cold with Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The best team, the best service in town, powered by Trane. Keep comfortable with Krantz. Visit KrantzCooling.com today.
Backstreet's Grill, or a host of Carolina Calls, is the proud partner of Gamecock Athletics. Backstreet's features a wide selection of wine and local craft beers, scratch-made food, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Proudly owned and operated by Gamecock alumni, located at 2400 Divine Street, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, with brunch on Sundays at 11:30. Let Backstreet's cater your next tailgate. 3:18 to play in the first quarter here in Tuscaloosa. South Carolina leading number 25 Alabama 15-5. Both teams have taken the same amount of shots, but the Gamecocks are 7 out of 13 for 54%, just 1 out of 4 from three-point range. The Crimson Tide 2 out of 13 from the floor, 1 out of 6 from three-point range. Gamecocks led by Medina Ocott, the senior, with 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks already. A good start for the senior. Gamecocks wearing their new black uniforms. They'll send Maddie McDaniel, Tessa Johnson, Joyce Edwards. Agat McKeer checks in for the first time, the freshman from Thunder Bay, Ontario, averaging 6.5 points per game. And also checking in is Miriam Dowda, the 6'4 senior from Bentonville, Arkansas, averaging 2.5 points, 3.3 rebounds per game. Carolina ball moving left to right. Maddie McDaniel will get it across the Alabama logo. Passes left to McKeer. McKeer back up top to Maddie. Working around the 2-3 zone in the far corner to Joyce Edwards. Not a lot of quick ball movement here right now. Zip it across near side to McKeer. Puts it on the floor, trying to work the baseline. Spins, shoots, doesn't score. Left it short. Rebound to Alabama. Here comes the Tide. They want to run. Diana Collins quickly across the floor. Drives in the lane and cut off by Tessa Johnson. She'll have to pull it back out to the top of the circle. Collins dribbling to her right. Now back to her left. Tessa stays with her in the man-to-man. Gets it up top to Cody. Back to the basket, guarded by Miriam Dowda. Feeds it inside to Collins. She will lay it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. Maddie McDaniel was late getting over there. It was a hard screen that freed up the ball handler, Collins. Maddie came over late and got bumped. And it'll be an N1 here for Collins, a 71% foul shooter. Transferred from Ohio State a couple of years, averaging just under 9 points per game. Follow-up free throw is good, and Carolina's lead is trimmed 15-8. 2:35 to play in the opening quarter. Work it quickly down the floor. Got McKeer left side. Around the zone. Up top is Joyce Edwards. Handed off to Tessa Johnson. Tessa top of the circle. Wants someone to set a screen. Passes right to McKeer. Feeds it down low to Miriam Dowda, and Dowda puts it off the window for two. Miriam Dowda with her first points. Gamecocks lead 17-8. 2:15 to play in the first quarter. Here comes the Crimson Tide again. Up top it comes. Weathers, guarded by Tessa, comes around a screen to her right. Passes to the right to Ramsey. Ramsey on the dribble, working on Joyce Edwards. 10 on the shot clock. Bounce pass knocked away by Agat McKeer, and the Gamecocks come out of there with it. McKeer, long lead pass to Tessa Johnson, near corner. She wants three. Airballed it. Doesn't see that very often. Timmons with the rebound on the other side. Tessa kind of rushed the shot there. Near side it comes. 1:45 to play in the quarter. 17-8 Gamecocks. Weathers, backdoor pass on the baseline is going to be tied up by the Gamecocks and Miriam Dowda. Possession arrow favors Alabama, so they'll keep it. But good defense there by Miriam. Tessa will come out. Raven Johnson back in. Still 17-8 Carolina in front. They'll get Lourdes DeSalva Costa back in, or in for the first time. A 6'3 freshman from Stockholm, Sweden. They'll bring it in baseline right side. Feed it on the baseline to Timmons. 10-foot jumper, no good. Rebound, Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. And then Joyce threw it into the Alabama bench. Was looking for Maddie McDaniel down the length of the floor, and Joyce sometimes struggles with those long cross-court passes, and she did there. No chance for Maddie to get that. It's an unforced turnover. Still a 9-point lead for the Gamecocks. Alabama with the ball moving right to left. Bounce pass to the right to De Silva Costa. Around a screen to her left. We go for the steal. Knock it away. Ball loose on the floor. It's going to be still loose on the floor. We save it from going out of bounds, and Raven Johnson comes out of there with it. Gamecocks have it on the turnover. Raven dribbling to her left. Bounce pass to Joyce Edwards. She'll drive the lane right side in traffic. Too strong off the glass. Was expecting contact, didn't get it, and just threw it hard off the glass instead of shooting it off the square. And then we're going to get a blocking foul, and Agat McKeer the other way. Fourth team foul in the Gamecocks, last to give before the bonus. As McKeer picks up her first. We're going to get Ali Tornabes in for the first time, the 6'7 freshman from France, averaging 4.2 points, 2.1 rebounds per game. She'll pick up Joyce Edwards. Gamecocks had a lot of success early with the inside game, not so much lately. They triggered in over on the far side, driving as Collins into the lane, cut off by Maddie McDaniel. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Up top, Weathers pulls it back out. McKeer picks her up in the man-to-man. To the free throw line is Jones. Swings it over on the right wing, and traveling with it was DeSalva Costa. The Gamecocks have it on another turnover. 42 seconds to play in the quarter. Gamecocks lead 17-8 after a quick start. Gamecocks have cooled off here a little bit. Carolina ball. Raven will bring it up along the far sideline. Picked up by Collins. Dribbling to her right. Now top of the circle. Looks like they've gone man-to-man this trip. Raven, nope, back to a 2-3 zone. Raven, top of the circle, shot clock at 13. Maddie McDaniel drives into the lane in traffic, and she draws the foul. Maddie looked a little bit out of control, trying to split a couple of defenders in that zone, and got the contact. Third team foul on Alabama with 23 seconds to play in the quarter. They'll get Ace Austin into the game as the freshman returns for the second time. Maddie at the free throw line, the sophomore, looking for her first points of the night. First one is good, 74% on the year, and it's back to a 10-point lead for the Gamecocks. Second free throw, also good. She hits them both, and the Gamecocks have their largest lead of 11 points, 19-8. Raven out for the Gamecocks. Checking in for the first time, Isla McDowell, the freshman from Cypress Springs, Texas. Ace Austin, the freshman, will bring it up for Alabama, guarded by Maddie McDaniel. Gets it across on the far side. They run their weave up top. 10 seconds to play. An offensive foul and an illegal screen set by DeSiva Costa. Second foul on her, I believe. So with 11.9 seconds to play in the quarter, Gamecocks can work for the final shot, leading 19-8. Maddie McDaniel will bring it up. Maddie, top of the circle, dribbling to her right, drives into the lane, puts it off the glass, no good, but she draws the foul again with 2.8 seconds to go, and she'll go to the line for the second time. Good job by Maddie. Tamia Scott will check back in for the Crimson Tide. Foul was on Jones, her first, by the way. Here's Maddie. First free throw is good, got every bit of iron, and fell through the hole. One more time for Maddie, 2.8 seconds to play in the quarter. She hits them both again, and the Gamecocks lead 21-8. 1 second to play. Austin, three-pointer at the buzzer won't count. It didn't make it off before the buzzer sounded. Good first quarter, 10 minutes in the book. South Carolina leading Alabama here in Tuscaloosa, 21-8. For every Gamecock three-pointer made this season, Dominion Energy will donate $50 to Coach Don Staley's nonprofit Inner Soul, helping provide new sneakers to children in need. Dominion Energy, powering your every day. 10 minutes in the book, second quarter coming up after this. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield.
Even the best players need a strong team behind them. Atkins Law is always there for you, whether you're hurt on the job or in a motor vehicle accident. Who you hire matters.
You focus on recovery, and we'll handle the rest. As proud Gamecock alumni, we understand what it means to have a good support system on and off the court.
So when life takes an unexpected turn, trust the team that fights for you.
Call us at 803-251-6406 or visit hollyatkinslaw.com.
Hey guys, it's Jay Phillips, ready to turn your backyard into a stunning retreat? Look no further than Architect, the Midland's premier outdoor living space designer and builder. They specialize in creating custom decks, patios, porches, and sunrooms that suit your style and budget. Their expert team guides you every step of the way, starting with a no-charge consultation. Discover endless possibilities at Architect.com. Call them today and let them build your dream outdoors. Are you a small business owner, a church, or other entity in need of a new HVAC system? AAA Heating and Air has exciting news for you. AAA Heating and Air now offers financing to qualified organizations to aid them in installing a new light commercial HVAC system. It's as easy as calling 803-677-1500 for a quote or finding them online at callAAAtoday.com. Tell them Jay Phillips with 107.5 sent you.
AAA Air when you need us. AAA Heating and Air.
Brought to you by Hardee's, where there's always goodness in the making. Stop in for made-from-scratch biscuits, crispy hand-breaded chicken, charbroiled 100% Angus beef burgers, and warm smiles every day from sunrise to supper time. Get set to start the second quarter here in Tuscaloosa. South Carolina leading number 25, Alabama, 21-8. Gamecocks hit 8 out of 17 shots in that first quarter for 47%. Only 1 out of 5 from three-point range, but we're 4 for 4 from the free throw line. For the Crimson Tide, 3 out of 15 from the floor for 20%. 1 out of 6 from three-point range. They hit their lone free throw attempt. Gamecocks out-rebounding the Tide 12-9. 4 turnovers for Alabama, 2 for South Carolina. Gamecocks spread their scoring around, got some early points, 6.6 rebounds from Medina Okot to lead Carolina. Diana Collins leads Alabama with 5. But Gamecocks got the inside game going early with Medina and Joyce, and then when they came out, the scoring kind of slowed down a little bit. We'll see what happens here in the second quarter. Gamecocks sporting those new black uniforms. To start the second quarter, we'll have Raven Johnson, Isla McDowell, Agat McKeer, Allie Tornabees, and Medina Okot. It'll be Carolina ball moving left to right to start the second quarter. As Tornabees will trigger it in off to our right. We are courtside across from the Carolina bench. Raven Johnson across the timeline, dribbling to her left. Looks like man-to-man defense. Try a little alley-oop to Allie Tornabees, and she puts it up and in on the way down. And the Gamecocks strike first, 23-8. It's an 8-0 run. Gamecocks On another Krantz cooling and heating hot streak, your comfort is our victory. Keep comfortable with Krantz. Alabama with the basketball after Tornabees gets her first points of the night for the Gamecocks. Driving is Weathers, kicks it out left side to Simmons. Got a good look at a three, and she buries it again. Jessica Timmons with her second three-pointer. Makes it 23-11. Second three-pointer for her. She's fourth in three-point shooting and 8 in three-pointers made. Now has 59 on the year. Raven Johnson up top for the Gamecocks. Carolina leads 23-11. Raven takes an 18-footer up top, left it short. Rebound to Tornabees in the paint. Turnaround jumper hits the back rim, no good. Fight for the rebound. They're slapping at it. It's loose on the floor. McDowell had it and was knocked to the floor, so they're going to call her for the travel. That's a tough one. Isla McDowell had it, and then in the pileup of players got knocked to the floor, so they called her for a travel. But that's a tough one. Essence Cody will check in. Their 6'4" starting post player. She'll pick up the other 6'4", Naomi Jones. Alabama ball moving right to left. Gamecocks lead at 23-11. Minute gone by in the second quarter. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Cody hands it back. Ace Austin up top. Straight up look at a three, and she buries it. Ace Austin, the freshman, 33% from that range. Hits her 22nd of the year, and it's 23-14. Back-to-back three-pointers. We tried a three by Agat McKeer left side. It was partially blocked. Alabama comes out of there with it, and they want to run. Scott left side. Gets her man in the air, drives, and gets an uncontested layup. And just like that, it's an 8-0 run, and the lead is trimmed 23-16. They answer our 8-0 run with an 8-0 run of their own. And Carolina's lead is trimmed 23-16. Got to get something going here. Got McKeer up top to Alley. Tornabees passes left to Isla McDowell. Shot clock at 15. Isla up top to Medina. Got to get her back under the paint. 10 to shoot it. McKeer feeds it to Medina Okot. Driving in the lane. Fumbles. Recovers. 6 to shoot it. Needs some help. And she stepped on the sideline out of bounds. Somebody has to come back to the basketball and come get it from her. And Gamecocks self-destructing here in the second quarter. Alabama getting right back in this thing in less than 2 minutes. Gamecocks were leading 23-8, now an 8-0 run, and it's 23-16, and Alabama looking for more. Ace, they've hit a couple of threes. Ace Austin gets it across, feeds it up top to Weathers. Back to Austin, dribbling to her right. Back up top, Weathers, deep three left side, and she buries it. And just like that, it's 23-19, an 11-0 run by Alabama. They average nearly 8.5 threes per game. They've had 3 in 2 minutes and 15 seconds here to start the second quarter to make it a 2-possession game. Here's Tanaya Latson around a screen to her right. Cut off, loses the handle but recovers. Feeds it up top, Medina Okot. Work it left side. Medina will step into a 15-footer. Back rimmed it no good. Fight for the rebound underneath. Isla McDowell had it knocked out of her hands and she was fouled. And the Gamecocks will have it in desperate need of a bucket here after Alabama has grabbed all the momentum with an 11-0 run. They only scored 8 points in the first quarter. They scored 11 points in the first 2 minutes here. We'll get Isla McDowell out, Tessa Johnson back in. They'll go to their bench. Diana Collins, their starting guard, back in. She'll pick up the freshman Ace Austin. Carolina ball will bring it in baseline left side after the foul on Timmons, her first. Raven to trigger it in. Baseline left side. Feeds it up top to Medina Okot. Spots up for three. Bang! Got it. Medina Okot with a three-pointer, her fourth of the year, and the Gamecocks snap that 11-0 run. It's 26-19. Medina Okot was left wide open, and she buried it for her fourth tray. That's another Dominion Energy three, powering your every day. 26-19 Gamecocks. Here comes Alabama. Gamecocks in a man-to-man. Shot clock already down to 10 seconds. Feed it up top to Cody. Right elbow. Now to Tamia Scott, top of the circle. Gets her man in the air, drives in the lane. Cut off in the low block. Ball knocked out of her hands by Tanaya Latson. Tanaya Latson steals it away, and the Gamecocks have it. Leading 26-19. Quickly down the floor, Latson. Stop and go. Pulls up from the free throw line. Got it. Tanaya Latson with the bucket, and it's 28-19. Nice shot off the dribble by Tanaya. She's got 5. And the Gamecocks with a mini 5-0 run of their own to build the lead back up to 9. Here's Diana Collins, right side, tries to drive, zips it to Cody at the free throw line. Back in the far corner to Timmons. Thought about the three, drives the baseline instead, had her shot blocked, and the Gamecocks claim the rebound. Here come the Gamecocks in transition. Raven Johnson driving into the lane, floats it up, and no good. Tornabees had the rebound, but had it stolen away. And then Tanaya Latson steals it in the backcourt, goes underneath to Alley, and Alley will finish. Oh, the quick hands of Tanaya Latson gets the steal, turns into a layup, and the Gamecocks lead 30-19. It's a 7-0 run by Carolina to answer the 11-0 run. Here's a three ball up top by Weathers that won't go down. Rebound Turnaby's, and the Gamecocks have it. Gamecocks in front 30-19. Here's Raven dribbling to her right. Feeds it up top to Tessa Johnson. Quiet night so far for Tessa. Comes around a screen, feeds it to Medina Okot on the pick and roll. Floats it up and in through the contact, and the Gamecocks lead 32-19. It's a 9-0 run by Carolina. 5:25 to play. Alabama fans wanted to travel, but the ball was knocked out of her hands, so there was no possession. Here's Weathers to her right, coming around a screen, zips it near side. Wide open in the corner is Scott for three, and she buries it to end that 9-0 run. And Carolina's lead is cut to 10 at 32-22. 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. 10-point lead for the Gamecocks. Tanai Ladson left side. Tries to put it on the floor, needs some help. Tight man-to-man coverage, feeds it to Tornabese on the baseline. Alley, turnaround jumper, good! Alley Tornabese with the mid-range. And the Gamecocks lead 34-22. 4:47 to play in the second quarter. Alley Tornabese having a good first half off the bench for the Gamecocks with 6 points. Here come the Crimson Tide the other way. Collins right side, shot clock at 15. Up top to Timmons, a dangerous three-point shooter. Swings it right side again to Collins, on the dribble with the left hand into the lane. Bounce pass out to Scott. She'll drive the lane right side, knifing her way in with the left hand. Lays it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play and a chance for Alabama to cut the deficit to single digits. And we'll have the free throw when we come back. 4:25 to play in the second quarter. South Carolina leading Alabama 34-24. Hey, the Gamecocks are the best when it comes to basketball, and Terminex is the best when it comes to pest control. Headquartered in South Carolina, Terminex has been trusted for 75 years to keep your homes and businesses pest-free. We couldn't have done it without fans like you, so thank you. Call 1-800-TERMINEX and schedule your service, and go Gamecocks. Back in a moment for more South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield.
Hardee's invites you to fill your days with a little more handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch biscuits, baked fresh every 15 minutes. Crispy chicken tenders made with hand-breaded care. 100% Angus beef patties, freshly charbroiled, built to order. And warm smiles every day, from sunrise to supper time. Because at Hardee's, there's always goodness in the making. Exclusions may apply by time of day.
Championship teams know when the pressure's on, you need a team you can count on. That's why Carolina homeowners and businesses trust ServPro Team Cox. Whether water, fire, mold, or storm damage, we bring the same fast response and attention to detail that drives the Gamecocks to victory. When the pressure's on, ServPro Team Cox delivers, just like the Gamecocks.
A tough math teacher, a dedicated coach, a best friend. People who inspire you to be your best possible self. At Prisma Health, you inspire us. We're making healthcare exceptional for everyone across the Midlands and Upstate. With more access to the highest level of care, research innovations, and patient education, we're committed to helping you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health is proud to be the official team physicians for the Gamecocks. For more information, visit prismahealth.org/Gamecocks.
Live from the Limehouse Financial Studios, this is WTCB-FM, Orangeburg, Columbia, a Cumulus media station, and home of the Midlands Morning Show with Kalen and LB, B106.7.
Back at Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa, 4:25 to play in the second quarter. South Carolina leading Alabama here, 34-24. Had a lot of runs by both teams. Alabama doubling their scoring output in 5.5 minutes of the second quarter compared to what they did in the first quarter. First quarter, they scored only 8 points. They've scored 16 already here in the second quarter, thanks to a slew of threes. The Tide have hit 6 out of 8 shots here in the second quarter, including 4 out of 5 from three-point range. Gamecocks, not bad, 6 out of 11 from the floor in the second quarter. Overall, Carolina shooting 50% from the floor, just 2 out of 7 from three-point range. But Alabama, 5th in the SEC in three-pointers per game, and they're getting that done here. Gamecocks going to have to guard the perimeter better. They're shooting just 39% overall of the Crimson Tide, 9 out of 23, but they're 5 out of 11 from three-point range. And they, at one point, hit 3 out of 4 from three-point range. Gamecocks are led by Medina Okot with 11 points, 7 rebounds. Alabama led by Tamia Scott with 7 points. Jessica Timmons has 6 on a couple of three-pointers. Tide will be at the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play after the foul on Allie Tornabese. Gamecocks is led by as many as 13 or 14. Now 13, I believe, was the largest, and trying to cut it to single digits here. Follow-up free throw is good by Tamia Scott, only a 53% free throw shooter, and she cuts the deficit down to 9 at 34-25. Gamecocks with the basketball moving left to right. Maddie McDaniel right side. Up top to Tessa Johnson. Tessa dribbling to her left, trying to create against the zone. Passes right to Maddie. Up top, Tanaya Ladson. Tanaya steps into a 15-footer. In and out, no good. Alabama with the rebound. Here come the Crimson Tide. Once again, quickly down the floor. Timmons in the near corner. Trying to drive past Maddie McDaniel. Into the lane. Feeds it underneath the basket to Naomi Jones. Reverse layup is good. And just like that, the lead is trimmed further. 34-27. The runs continue here for both teams. Here's Tessa Johnson left side. Cut off in the corner. Cross court it to Tanaya Ladson right side. Tanaya gets a screen from Medina. Comes around it to the top of the circle. Hands it off to Edwards at the free throw line. Gamecocks struggling to score inside here as of late. Kick it out to Maddie. Left wing three. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer. Maddie McDaniel, just her 7th of the year. That's another Dominion Energy 3, powering her every day. And the Gamecocks lead back up to 10, 37-27. Much needed 3-ball there by Maddie McDaniel. That's the third three-pointer of the game for the Gamecocks. They've now hit 3 3-point shots, so check your Gamecock app for the notification coupon to receive a free 3-piece chicken tenders with any purchase tomorrow at participating Hardee's. Alabama with the basketball. On the near side, it comes to Mia Scott. Feed it inside. Ball knocked away by Medina Okot. Maddie McDaniel comes out of there with it. Feeds Tessa Johnson left side. Steps back. Feeds it underneath to Joyce Edwards. Spins in the paint. Puts it up and in with a hook shot. And the Gamecocks lead 39-27. Smooth finish there by Joyce Edwards with the little baby hook. And Coach Christy Curry of Alabama is going to burn a timeout here. It's a 30. We'll keep it right here. Gamecocks lead back up to a dozen. But boy, Medina Okot doing things on both ends of the floor. He's played some outstanding defense, has a couple of blocks, 7 rebounds, and 11 points already. Big girl doing some big things here in Tuscaloosa. What does farm to table mean to you, Gamecock fans? Well, thanks to South Carolina Farmers and Chefs, you can enjoy locally grown food at any table, including tailgates. Visit CertifiedSC.com. It's a matter of taste. Gamecocks back to a 12-point lead. Back and forth we go here with a series of runs. Gamecocks saw Alabama go on an 11-0 run. Gamecocks answered with a 9-0 run. Here's Alabama with the basketball. Ace Austin, the freshman, gets it across just in front of us. Guarded by Maddie McDaniel in the man-to-man. Bounce pass to the right to Timmons. Now further along the right side to Weathers. Weathers around a screen to her left. Passes left, ball knocked free by Tessa Johnson. Tessa tripped up as she races down the floor. Goes down hard. Let's hope she's okay. Weathers saying, what are you talking about? But yeah, Weathers tripped her up, and Tessa went flying face first into the hardwood. I don't know how you could even argue that. Her foot tripped up Tessa Johnson. It'll be Carolina ball. There was no question. Get it into Medina Okot. Now Edwards on the right wing. We're back underway. Back up top, Maddie McDaniel. Passes right side to Tessa. Can't pull the trigger on the three. Feed it inside to Medina Okot. Has her shot blocked. Gets her own rebound. Trying to muscle her way back in. Needs some help and traveled with it. A lot of pressure on Medina that time. They doubled down as soon as she touched the basketball. Remains with the Crimson Tide here. 2:14 to play in the half. Gamecocks lead is 12 here in Tuscaloosa. Weathers right side, guarded by Ladson. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Timmons cutting across the lane, feeds it up top to Weathers. Stopped at the free throw line. Kicks it out right side to Timmons. She'll drive. Kicks it back out in the corner. Three ball won't go down for Tiana Chambers. Gamecocks come out of there with it. They want to run. Maddie McDaniel drives, is fouled underneath the basket, and she'll go to the line for the third time tonight. Maddie McDaniel's been productive off the bench, getting a lot of minutes here in the first half. I think Raven Johnson was a little bit under the weather today. Nothing was said officially, but didn't look like she was feeling great. Maddie getting a lot more minutes here in the first half. Raven started the game and is obviously fine. She's got a big smile on the bench. But Maddie giving us some good minutes. 7 points here in the first half. She'll be at the line once again. Hits the first one. She's 5 for 5 tonight. And the Gamecocks lead 40-27. Maddie also hit a three-pointer earlier. Just her 7th of the year. Next free throw, no good, but Medina Okot with the rebound, and she'll lay it up and in. And the Gamecocks lead 42-27, 13 points for Medina Okot to go along with 8 first-half rebounds. 1:40 to play in the half. Gamecocks with their largest lead of 15 points. There's Austin dribbling left, hands it off to Chambers, coming around a screen to her right, gives it off to Timmons. She'll drive in the lane, gets her man in the air, kick it out far corner to Chambers for 3, and she buries it. And it's 42-30, ending that little run by the Gamecocks. The 8-0 run by Carolina. 1:20 to play. We go Medina Okot driving across the baseline, kicks it up top, near side. Tanaya Ladson wants 3, back rimmed it, no good. We didn't sky for the rebound. Alabama comes out of there with it. They want to run. Here's Austin right side. 1:07 to play in the half. 12-point lead for the Gamecocks. Austin feeds it inside, wide open under the basket, but missing the wide open jumper in front of the basket was Naomi Jones. Gamecocks come out of there with it. Zip it left side to Tessa. 3-ball left wing, off the rim, no good. Tessa's been a little bit off tonight after hitting one earlier. Just 1 out of 4 from 3-point range. 45 seconds to play in the half. Gamecocks lead at 42-30. Here comes the Crimson Tide. Austin, right side, guarded by McDaniel, around a screen to her left. Shot clock at 13. Near corner, Timmons wants 3. Air ball. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Okot. It'll remain with Alabama. We'll get Agat McKeer in along with Miriam Dowda. Medina Okot, Tessa Johnson out. 34 seconds to play in the half. Gamecocks with a 12-point lead. Alabama will bring it in. Baseline right side. Ace Austin to do the honors. Gets it into Timmons. Right baseline. Pull-up jumper is good. We did not defend that well. And the lead cut to 10 with 28 seconds to play. Gamecocks can work for the final shot of the half if that's their choosing. 10-point lead here on the road at number 25, Tuscaloosa. A series of runs by both teams have made this a ball game. Maddie McDaniel playing traffic cop, signals the play. Maddie dribbling to her left, being hounded and fouled from behind by Timmons with 7 seconds to play. 4th team foul, last to give before the bonus. Timmons was all over her. First foul on Timmons. It'll be Carolina ball. We'll bring it in front of the Alabama bench across the way. Joyce Edwards to trigger it in. Edwards gets it up top to Miriam Dowda. Dowda right side, Agat McKeer. Feeds Joyce Edwards, driving in the lane, and she fumbled it. Taken away by Alabama. They'll try a 3-quarter court shot that won't go down, and that's how the first half will end. So a series of runs by both teams here in the first half, but the Gamecocks will take a 10-point lead into the locker room here at number 25, Alabama. It's 42-32, Gamecocks in front. We'll take a timeout and start our halftime report in just a moment. Reminder, Krantz Cooling is proud to be your local family-owned heating and air company, keeping the Midlands comfortable for over 40 years. For service you can trust, keep comfortable with Krantz. Back in a moment for more South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. We'll take them to court. We got a $2.4 million verdict for a client who was hurt in a car wreck. Good heavens, dial all sevens now.
To get your attorney, dial 800-ALL-7s now.
The Anastapula Law Firm has been recovering millions for their clients for over 30 years. Their South Carolina personal injury attorneys have experience fighting for the rights of their clients. Remember, don't scream, call Akeem. Dial 800-ALL-7s now.
Herb Glass is responsible for this ad, and cases are handled at 32 Ann Street, Charleston, South Carolina, 29403. Paid endorsement, not actually client. Results may vary.
When it's raining, it's not time to discover your gutters need help. Hi, I'm Chastity from the Gutter Men. We specialize in exceeding your expectations. From the moment you schedule your appointment to the time our powder blue trucks leave your home, you'll be treated with professionalism and courtesy. So if you need gutters installed, repaired, or cleaned, call on the Gutter Men. We'll give you a free estimate with no high pressure sales, and we'll even come back and check our work. Find out more at theguttermen.com.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Back in Tuscaloosa, we're at halftime. South Carolina leading Alabama here at the break in this top 25 showdown, 42-32. Now, folks, let's take a look at the Beatbox College scoreboard with scores from around women's college basketball today. Beatbox, the original party punch, now for sale at Colonial Life Arena. It's party time. Get you updated on some SEC scores, already some finals, including a upset of a top 25 team. Number 21, Tennessee, falls at home to Texas A&M tonight, 82-74 with the win. A&M improves to 4-9 in league play. Tennessee suddenly swooning here in February, drops to 8-5 in league play. Had another top 25 matchup in Athens where 11th ranked Oklahoma just edges number 24 Georgia. Oklahoma wins it 71-67 to improve to 8-5 in league play. Georgia 20-7 overall, drops to 6-7 in the league with a 4-point loss at home to number 11 Oklahoma. Elsewhere tonight, 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter in Fayetteville. Number 4 Texas having no problem with Arkansas. It's 83-54. Longhorns in front there. Texas 9-3 in league play. Arkansas still winless at 0-12 in the SEC. Midway through the fourth quarter in Starkville, and Florida leading Mississippi State there 63-49. In Columbia, Missouri, about under a minute to play. Looks like Auburn's going to get the win there on the road at Mizzou. Auburn leading Mizzou 71-58 with less than a minute to go there. Auburn just 2-10 in SEC play going into the night. Missouri at 4-8. Elsewhere, a top 25, top 20 showdown in Oxford tonight. They're in the first quarter, about 3 minutes to play. Number 7 LSU leading number 17 Ole Miss 21-12 there in the first quarter. And that wraps it up for what's happening in the SEC. One Gamecock score to pass along from today. Carolina softball playing in the Mary Nutter Classic in California defeats Washington today 8-1. They will play Nebraska tomorrow, and later Oregon as that great tournament field of nationally ranked teams continue. But softball wins today over Washington 8-1. Here, Gamecocks in front of Alabama 42-32 at the intermission. We'll take a timeout, come back with some first half highlights in just a moment. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Joyce Edwards for Terminix Service. On the court, we celebrate the best player of the game. But at home, you need a slam dunk when it comes to pests. Terminix is the most trusted name in termite and pest control in the Carolinas. Don't wait for a rebound. Call Terminix today for your free inspection. Visit trustterminix.com or call 1-800-TERMINX. Tell them Joyce sent you and you'll get $50 off your initial pest service. Go Gamecocks.
Hey homeowners, don't let HVAC troubles disrupt your peace. Enjoy consistent comfort with Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. From quick repairs to new installs, our friendly, family-owned team has your comfort covered. For over 40 years, families across the Midlands have trusted Krantz for quality service, fair prices, and hometown care you can count on. So don't wait. Beat the heat and kick the cold with Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The best team, the best service in town, powered by Trane. Keep comfortable with Krantz. Visit KrantzCooling.com today.
Hey Gamecock fans, Coach Dawn Staley here, reminding Carolina fans that it's okay to be cocky in the stands, but not the driver's seat.
That's right, Coach. This is Colonel Chris Williamson with the South Carolina Highway Patrol. Every day, drivers endanger themselves and others by driving drunk, distracted, or unbuckled. So minimize the risk. Always buckle up, put the phone down, obey the speed limit, and designate a sober driver.
Fans, please lead by example and stay safe out there. The team and I are depending on you to make the right choice.
Back at Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa for this top 25 matchup. South Carolina leading number 25, Alabama at the break 42-32. Let's recap the first half for you. Gamecocks got on the board early. Joyce Edwards scored the first points, followed by a bucket from Medina Okot to put the Gamecocks up 4-0. After the Crimson Tide got a bucket to cut it in half 4-2. Once again, it was Big Medina letting her presence be known early. 3, passes left to Raven. Raven looking inside, finds Medina Okot, beats her man, and lays it in for 2 more. Medina Okot with her second bucket. That made it 6-2. Gamecocks would continue a little bit of a run as they would stretch the lead out to double figures at 12-2 on a bucket from Joyce Edwards to complete an 8-0 run. Crimson Tide would hit one of several three-pointers to get back into the scoring column at 12-5. Tessa Johnson would answer with a three of her own to put the Gamecocks up 15-5. The teams were trading threes as the Crimson Tide got another three to make it 15-8, and then the Gamecocks got support from the bench, and Miriam Dowda. Circle. Wants someone to set a screen. Passes right to McKeer. Feeds it down low to Miriam Dowda, and Dowda puts it off the window for two. That made it 17-8 at that point, and it would start a 6-0 run to end the first quarter. Gamecocks were looking good at the end of the first quarter, leading 21-8. They got the first points of the second quarter on a bucket from Allie Tornabes to make it an 8-0 run and went up 23-8, seemingly cruising from there. But then Alabama would go on an 11-0 run with 3 3-pointers in the run to get within 4 at 23-19. The Gamecocks would answer with a 9-0 run of their own to build the lead back up to 32-19. After another 3-pointer from the Crimson Tide, it was Allie Tornabes coming off the bench with some support once again. Floor needs some help. Tight man-to-man coverage, feeds it to Tornabes on the baseline. Allie, turnaround jumper, good! Allie Tornabes with the mid-range. That made it 34-22. Gamecocks would again see the lead dwindle down at 34-27, but the Gamecocks went on another 8-0 run to build the lead back up to 15 points at 42-27. Teams would trade. The Crimson Tide, would get the last 5 points of the first half and cut Carolina's lead down to 10 at 42-32, and that's where we stand. So an entertaining first half. Gamecocks scored 21 points in each of the first and the second quarter. Alabama, after only 8 points in the first quarter, had 24 points in the second quarter. Gamecocks are going to have to lock up their defense. We'll tell you about the statistics and what both teams did, especially in that second quarter, after we take this timeout. South Carolina leading by 10 at the break. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from
When
Learfield.
you make a large purchase like a home, experience always matters. At Lexington Discount Homes, with thousands of satisfied customers, they're here to make your own home a reality. Located at 1847 Augusta Highway in Lexington, stop by and see such brands as Scott Built, Fleetwood, Live Oak, Cabco, and Clayton. Lexington Discount Homes, 1847 Augusta Highway in Lexington, or call 951-1900. When experience matters, come to the experts. LexingtonDiscountHomes.com. Hungry for more than just a meal? Head to the Golden Spur, the official restaurant of the University of South Carolina. From juicy burgers and crave-worthy flatbreads to fresh salads, pastas, and seafood, there's something for everyone. Unwind with creative cocktails and Columbia's favorite new Sunday brunch buffet. Whether you're repping Garnet and Black or just exploring downtown, the Golden Spur is your go-to spot. The Golden Spur at 700 Lincoln Street. Reserve now at goldenspurgrill.com.
Correct. All sevens now. We got a $250,000 settlement for a client injured in a car accident when driver illegally turned in front of him.
Dial all sevens now.
The Nestapool law firm is not scared to go to court. We got a $2.5 million jury verdict for our client when the other driver failed to yield.
What do you do? Good heavens. Dial all sevens.
To get your attorney, dial 800 all sevens now.
Hey guys, it's Jay Phillips, ready to turn your backyard into a stunning retreat. Look no further than Architect, the Midland's premier outdoor living space designer and builder. They specialize in creating custom decks, patios, porches, and sunrooms that suit your style and budget. Their expert team guides you every step of the way, starting with a no-charge consultation. Discover endless possibilities at architect.com. Call them today and let them build your dream outdoors.
Back at Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa, we're at halftime. South Carolina leading 25th ranked Alabama 42-32 as we look at the first half numbers. Alabama for the half shot 41.4%, 12 out of 29, 6 out of 14 from three-point range for 43%. They hit both of their free throws, but boy, did they light it up in the second half. Gamecocks going to have to adjust defensively after the Crimson Tide hit just 3 out of 15 shots in the first quarter for 20% and 1 out of 6 from three-point range. In the second quarter, they were 9 out of 14 for 64% and 5 out of 8 from three-point range. Gamecocks going to have to tighten up defensively. For the Gamecocks, shot 49% from the half, 17 out of 35. Just 3 out of 10 from three-point range. They've missed some good looks. 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. All of them, all the free throws have been taken by Maddie McDaniel. First quarter, Gamecocks, both quarters, Gamecocks shot it decently well, but overall 49%, but only 30% from three-point range. Rebound, Gamecocks out-rebounding the Crimson Tide 21-15. 6 turnovers by the Gamecocks, 9 for the Crimson Tide. Leading scorers in the contest, first for Alabama, 8 points for Tamia Scott, as well as Jessica Timmons, who's hit a couple of threes, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. 5 points for Diana Collins. 3 points apiece for Carly Weathers and Ace Austin, as well as Tiana Chambers coming off the bench. 2 points for Naomi Jones to round out their scoring. For the Gamecocks, big first half for Medina Okot. Going to need some more of that from the big girl inside, as she already has a double-double. 13 points, 10 rebounds. She's hit 6 out of 9 shots. She hit a three-pointer in that first half as well. 13 points, 10 rebounds for Medina. The 17th double-double of the season, 29th of her career. She's the only one in double figures. 8 points off the bench for Maddie McDaniel, 5 of those coming from the free throw line. She also hit a three-pointer. 6 points, 6 rebounds for Joyce Edwards. 6 points off the bench for Allie Tornabees. 4 points for Tanaya Latson. Only 3 for Tessa Johnson, who's just 1 out of 4 from the floor. 2 from Miriam Dowda. No points for Raven Johnson tonight, but she does have 4 assists. But Maddie McDaniel played well in her stead. And that'll round out the scoring here in the first half. Gamecocks lead at the break, 42-22. Take another timeout. Come back with the start of the third quarter after this. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their field.
Dave's Hot Chicken specializes in hot chicken sliders, tenders, and bites, along with house-made kale slaw, creamy mac and cheese, and crispy French fries. Offered at 7 spice levels, ranging from no spice to Reaper, which requires a signed waiver for those who dare. Each piece of hand-breaded chicken is spiced to order. Spicy, hot, delicious.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $279 a month for 39 months. Offer valid through March 2nd, 2026. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $42.78 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
The 2026 election season is right around the corner, and your vote matters. Prep for the polls in the upcoming election season by registering to vote or checking your voter registration information. Then go cast your ballot. Whether it's absentee, during the early voting period, or on Election Day, every vote makes a difference for your community and our state. Find more information at scvotes.gov.
And we welcome you back to Coleman Coliseum on the campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Brad Muller with you on a Thursday night and get you set to start the third quarter in this top 25 showdown. Number 3, South Carolina leading number 25, Alabama, 42-32. Gamecocks need 2 wins to clinch their 10th SEC regular season title. But always a tough place to play. Alabama not making it easy here. On the floor to start the third quarter for the Gamecocks, Raven Johnson, Tessa Johnson, Tanaya Latson, Joyce Edwards, Medina Okot. Gamecocks wearing their new black uniforms that have just white numbers, no trim down the side of the uniform, and a block C in the middle of the front of the jersey above the numbers. Alabama in their home white, crimson numbers, crimson trim down the side of the uniform. It'll be Alabama ball to start the third quarter, moving left to right here. Gamecocks looking for a season sweep over the Crimson Tide after beating Alabama at Colonial Life Arena 83-57 back on January 1st. They've got 20 more minutes of basketball to try to do that here. Tide has the basketball. We're underway in quarter number 3. Collins gets it across, started by Tanaya Latson, dribbling to her right. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Haven't seen any zone here tonight. Collins drives left side. Latson stays with her. Feeds it in the lane. Ball knocked free by Joyce Edwards. Comes out of there with it. Edwards leading a 1-on-2. Likes the math and lays it up and in. And the Gamecocks lead 44-32. Joyce Edwards got the steal. Now she's got 8 points. Just underway here in the third quarter. Here's Collins left side around a screen from Cody. Passes left side to Weathers. Feeds it inside to Cody. Trying to back her way in against Medina. Swing it inside. Ball stolen away again. This time Tanaya Latson with the quick hands. And the Gamecocks force back-to-back turnovers here. Not quite a minute gone by in the third quarter. Gamecocks with a 12-point lead. Ladson lobs it inside Joyce Edwards. First shot goes up, no good. Left it a little short. I think she was expecting contact and didn't get it. Alabama comes out of there with it. Still a 12-point lead. Up top with it, Scott, wide open for three. Back rimmed it, no good. Tanaya Ladson with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Ladson steams across the timeline to the top of the circle. Feeds it underneath to Joyce Edwards, trying to back her way in through a double teamed against the zone. Kick it out near corner to Raven. Now to Tessa up top. It was a bad pass, couldn't get a shot off. Swing it right side to Ladson. Ladson on the dribble to Okot, cutting across the baseline. It was behind her, but she still comes down with it. Rolls it up, no good. Missed the bunny underneath the basket as it rolled around the rim, no good. Rebound to Alabama. 44-32 Gamecocks, 8:30 to play. Ball knocked free on the floor. Joyce Edwards dives for it, hands it off to Tanaya Ladson, and the Gamecocks have it on another turnover. Ahead to Raven. It's 1-on-3. Zip it near corner to Tessa. Good look from the corner for three. Off the rim, no good. And Tessa's struggles continue tonight. She's just 1 out of 5 from three-point range. The best three-point shooting best three-point shooter in the league is 1 for 5. Now it's Timmons up top for three. She misses a wide open look. Rebound Medina Okot, who already has a double-double. Okot with her 17th double-double of the year already. 2 minutes gone by, and we throw it away. We're looking for Joyce Edwards. And Tessa, not sure what happened there. It seemed to be right above Joyce's head. And for some reason, Joyce couldn't come down with it. Tessa said throw it higher, but I'm still not sure why Joyce didn't come up with that. 7:58 to play in the second quarter. Gamecocks lead is still 12. Kind of a sloppy start for both teams here with a lot of turnovers. Alabama ball moving left to right. Ace Austin across the timeline. The freshman has been very good this year for the Tide. Bounce pass to the right to Cody, the big post. Hands it back to Timmons on the right wing. Comes off a screen. Raven stays with her, cuts across the baseline, zips it across to the left wing. Fumbled but recovered. Austin left side with 10 to shoot it. Drives into the lane. Kick it out right side. Scott for three. In and out, no good. Tessa Johnson was fighting for the rebound underneath and going to get a foul on the Crimson Tide underneath. See who that will work on. Carolina ball either way. Still leading by a dozen. Not a whole lot of action after that early steal and layup by the Gamecocks. Raven will bring it up. Guarded by the freshman Austin. Playing traffic cop as she dribbles to her right towards the Carolina bench. Back up top, Tanaya Ladson. Gets a screen from Medina. Comes around it to her left. Gets her man in the air. 15-foot jumper. Good. Pro move there by Ladson with the up fake. It's 46-32. Tanaya Ladson with 6 points now. Here's Ace Austin dribbling left. Back up top it comes to Tamia Scott. Shot clock at 15 as she dribbles right. Back to her left into the lane. Floats it up and in. First points of the half for Alabama makes it 46-34. Scott now in double figures with 10 points. Averaging just under 9 per game. Feed it down low to Joyce Edwards. Gets her man in the air. Floats it up and in. Off the glass for two. And it's 48-34. Good entry pass and a good finish by Joyce. She's in double figures with 10 now. 6:40 to play in the third quarter. 14-point lead for the Gamecocks. Weathers left side, guarded by Tessa in the man-to-man. Gets it back around a screen to her right. Feeds it up top to Timmons. Gets her man in the air. Drives, kicks it out to Weathers right wing for three. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Tanaya Ladson. Ladson across the timeline quickly. Spins into the paint to her right, and then lost the handle as she was knocked to the floor. And the Crimson Tide come out of there with it. They've got numbers the other way. Weathers can't pull the trigger on the three, but finds Cody wide open into the basket, and she'll lay it up and in, and it's 48-36. Gamecocks just never matched up. 6 minutes to play in the third. Lead is still 12 for the Gamecocks as we trade buckets here. Around the 2-3 zone, Ladson's got a good look at a three left side. Missed it short. Boy, she had all day to pull the trigger on that. Couldn't knock it down, but then Tessa Johnson steals it in the backcourt, feeds Ladson, and she'll get the layup. And the Gamecocks lead 50-36. They gave Tessa Johnson a gift on the steal. She finds Ladson under the basket, and it's a 14-point lead at 50-36. And Coach Christy Curry of Alabama is going to burn a timeout to stop the bleeding, so we'll step aside as well. 5:47 to play in the third quarter. Gamecocks lead 50-36. You're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their field.
Across South Carolina, there is a great need for parents willing to welcome teens and siblings into their families. Fostering and public adoption through DSS gives you the opportunity to share the wisdom and past knowledge to a youth during critical years that will shape who they will become. Teens need someone to bond with, someone to share their goals with, and someone to be the person they can count on into adulthood. To learn more, visit dss.sc.gov.
Hey y'all, I'm Nick Harbor, wide receiver for the USC Gamecocks. You know me from being pretty fast on the field, but I make a lot of quick decisions on how I spend my free time around Columbia, South Carolina. Should I fill up with a pimento cheeseburger or a pimento cheese pizza? Will I spend my all-season Saturday mornings at Soda City Market or floating down the river? Turns out, you don't have to just choose one. Plan your quick getaway at experiencecolumbiasc.com. Just make sure you save some time to watch the Gamecocks play.
Hey homeowners, don't let HVAC troubles disrupt your peace. Enjoy consistent comfort with Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. From quick repairs to new installs, our friendly, family-owned team has your comfort covered. For over 40 years, families across the Midlands have trusted Krantz for quality service, fair prices, and hometown care you can count on. So don't wait. Beat the heat and kick the cold with Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The best team, the best service in town, powered by Train. Keep comfortable with Krantz. Visit KrantzCooling.com today.
Back in Tuscaloosa, 5:47 to play in the third quarter. South Carolina leading Alabama here, 50-36. Gamecocks have hit 4 out of 8 shots to start the third quarter. 0 for 2 from three-point range. Tied 2 out of 6 from the floor to start. 0 for 4 from distance. Both teams struggling from distance here to start. Gamecocks have not shot threes well today. Tessa Johnson, who leads the SEC in three-point shooting, is just 1 for 5 tonight. She's had some good looks. Medina Okot still leading the Gamecocks with 13 points, 12 rebounds. Again, it's her 17th double-double of the year. Joyce Edwards, 10 points and 7 boards, the only 2 in double figures. Tonight, Ladson, Maddie McDaniel with 8 points apiece. Tamia Scott leading Alabama with 10 points. Jessica Timmons has 8. Gamecocks will be back at home on Sunday to take on nationally ranked Ole Miss. And that'll be a big one, as that'll be a noon tip. We'll be on the air at 11:30 in the morning, so early start for us on Sunday, but first got to finish things off here. Also at home next Thursday night against Mizzou for the final home game of the regular season before closing out the following Sunday at nationally ranked Kentucky. And then it's the SEC tournament in Greenville. Coming up for Alabama, they're at Florida, at Vanderbilt for their next 2 before closing out at home against Texas. Gamecocks in their new black uniforms. Alabama in home white. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Maddie McDaniel, Miriam Dowda, Agat McKeer, Tessa Johnson, Joyce Edwards. Alabama ball as play resumes after they burned a timeout. And we're underway. Tide moving left to right. Ace Austin will be met at half court by Maddie McDaniel. We're back underway. Dribbling to her right, Gamecocks stay in the man-to-man. Haven't seen any of that zone that we saw a week ago. Austin picks up the dribble, needs help, hands it off to Tamia Scott. Dribbling around to the top of the circle, guarded by Joyce Edwards. Now the ball knocked free, but Timmons able to recover for Alabama. Guarded by McKeer, shot clock under 10. Comes around a screen to her left. Now back to her right, pulls up from the right elbow. No good. Fight for the rebound, and Joyce Edwards comes out of there with it. Gamecocks have the basketball and a 14-point lead as we approach the midpoint of the third quarter here in Tuscaloosa. Maddie McDaniel had a strong first half with 8 points. Near side it comes to Agat McKeer, the freshman. Down low to Joyce Edwards on the block. Trying to fight through the zone. Zips it out right side. Miriam Dowda puts it on the floor with the left hand. Drives, has her shot blocked by Jones. It goes out of bounds. They say off Dowda. And it'll go back to Alabama. That'll send us to our media timeout. 4:58 to play. Here in the third quarter, South Carolina leading Alabama. We'll step aside again. You're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their field.
When you make a large purchase like a home, experience always matters. At Lexington Discount Homes, with thousands of satisfied customers, they're here to make your own home a reality. Located at 1847 Augusta Highway in Lexington, stop by and see such brands as Scott Built, Fleetwood, Live Oak, Cabco, and Clayton. Lexington Discount Homes, 1847 Augusta Highway in Lexington, or call 951-1900. When experience matters, come to the experts. LexingtonDiscountHomes.com.
Injured in a car wreck? Need your check? It's easy. Dial 1-800-ALL-7s now.
The Anastapula Law Firm has been recovering millions for their clients for over 30 years. Whether it's a slip and fall, car accident, or any other issues that have resulted from an accident, Anastapula Law Firm can help. Their South Carolina personal injury attorneys have experience fighting for the rights of their clients. Remember, don't scream. Call Akeem. Dial 800-ALL-7s now.
Herb Glass is responsible for this ad, and cases are handled at 32 Ann Street, Charleston, South Carolina 29403. Paid endorsement, not actually client. Results may vary.
Are you a small business owner, a church, or other entity in need of a new HVAC system? AAA Heating and Air has exciting news for you. AAA Heating and Air now offers financing to qualified organizations to aid them in installing a new light commercial HVAC system. It's as easy as calling 803-677-1500 for a quote or finding them online at callAAAtoday.com. Tell them Jay Phillips of 1075 sent you.
AAA Air when you need us. AAA Heating and Air.
Back in Tuscaloosa, 4:58 to play in the third quarter. South Carolina leading number 25, Alabama, 50-36. Let's get you updated with some scores from around the SEC. One other game still underway. There are about 4 minutes to play in the second quarter in Oxford. 17th ranked Ole Miss and 7th ranked LSU are tied at 31 there. That should be a good one. Some finals tonight. 11th ranked Oklahoma beats number 24 Georgia in Athens in a nail-biter, 71-67. Number 21 Tennessee upset at home by Texas A&M tonight, 82-74. Number 4 Texas, no problem on the road at Arkansas, 93-62, keeping the Razorbacks winless in SEC play. Florida a winner at Mississippi State tonight, 71-56. And Auburn a winner on the road at Missouri, 71-58. Gamecock softball winner today at the tournament, the Mary Nutter tournament out in California, beating Washington 8-1. They'll play Nebraska and Oregon in the next couple of games as that tournament continues. Gamecock baseball at home for basically a military appreciation weekend. They'll play Army, Navy, and Air Force Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Founders Park, respectively. Alabama ball as play resumes. Gamecocks with a 14-point lead. Tide moving left to right. Gamecocks on the floor with Maddie McDaniel, Tessa Johnson, Agat McKeer, Miriam Dowda, Joyce Edwards. So no subs during that timeout. And we're back underway. The freshman Ace Austin will bring it up for the Tide. Guarded by Maddie. She gets it across. Dribbling right. Hands it off to Timmons. Fumbles but recovers. To the top of the circle. Swings it to the left to Chambers. Around a screen to the top of the circle. Looking inside. Picks up the dribble. Lobs it down low to the big girl Jones. Shot up no good. May have been blocked by Dowda. Dowda gets the rebound, and the Gamecocks come out of there with it. Ahead to Maddie McDaniel. To McKeer on the right wing. Picks up the dribble, needs some help. Someone's going to come back to the ball. Finds Joyce Edwards driving in the lane. Puts it high off the glass, too strong. Gets her own rebound on the other side. Sticks it back in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. And the Gamecocks lead 52-36. Joyce Edwards with a dozen points now. And looking for the Baker's dozen here at the stripe. Fouls on Tamia Scott, her first. Second on the Tide this quarter. First visit to the free throw line for Joyce today. 70% on the year, and she missed it short. Fight for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. Off of Dowda, they say. It'll remain 52-36. Joyce, 12 points, 9 rebounds tonight, closing in on a double-double herself. Medina Okot already has her 17th double-double of the year. 4:26 to play in the third. Gamecocks lead 52-36. Tide will bring it up. Again, it's the freshman Austin working on Maddie McDaniel. Gets it across just in front of us. Up top it comes to Namie Jones. Work it left side. Now Scott, Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Scott picks up the dribble at the top of the circle. Bounce pass to the right. Timmons driving. Kick it out right corner. Three ball is good by Ace Austin, the freshman with her second of the night, 23rd of the year. And it's 52-39. Gamecocks lead is trimmed. Alabama with their 7th three-pointer of the night. They average about 8.5 per game, 5th in the SEC. Agat McKeer feeds Joyce Edwards halfway down the lane. Fumbles, needs some help, but she's triple-teamed. Up top, Agat McKeer's got a good look at a three. She can't knock it down. And somehow McKeer comes down with the rebound, feeds it underneath to Joyce Edwards. She'll lay it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead 54-39. Joyce Edwards with 14 points. 3.5 minutes to play in the third. 15-point lead. Timmons driving across the near baseline. Gets it back out to Austin, who hit that three a moment ago. The freshman will drive in the lane this time. Maddie McDaniel trying to stay with her, and the ball knocked out of bounds off of the freshman Austin. It'll be Carolina ball. Well, we told you, Alabama will shoot and make a lot of threes. They've hit 7 out of 19 tonight. They make a little over 8 per game on average. Up top, Joyce Edwards swings it right side to Tessa, who's had a quiet night. Steps back into a three-pointer and airballed that one for the second time tonight. My goodness. Tessa not having a night. 1 for 6. Came into the night leading the SEC in three-point shooting at 48%, and she is not seeing it well. 3 minutes to play in the quarter. Gamecocks lead 54-39. Austin across the timeline, around a screen to her right. Back up top it comes. Work it left side. Scott driving to the free throw line, cut off there by Tessa. Shot clock at 13 for Timmons as she drives across the baseline to the left side. McKeer stays with her. Shot clock under 10. Timmons spins back under the baseline, hands it off inside. Ball knocked free. Austin recovers, pulls up for three, and beats the buzzer. Goodness, shot clock was winding down, and the freshman Ace Austin buries her third three-pointer of the night. 54-42, the lead is trimmed to a dozen with 2.5 minutes to play. That's a big three there. It felt like the game was starting to get away from Alabama. Joyce Edwards drives into the lane, splits the double team, and is fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line. Joyce Edwards, 14 points, 9 rebounds tonight. 0 for 1 from the free throw line as we'll get Tanai Ladson back in. She'll pick up Tessa. Tessa had the great game the other night at LSU with 21 points, but the offense hasn't followed her tonight. She's human. Joyce Edwards at the line for a pair after the foul on Essence Cody. It was her second and the team's third. First free throw from Joyce, no good. She's 0 for 2. She came into the game, got her average all the way up to 70%. Gamecocks have been good from the free throw line the last 5 games, but Joyce 0 for 2 tonight. Second free throw is good this time, and it's 55-42. Gamecocks in front, 2:23 and counting in the third quarter. Austin across the timeline. She's provided a spark off the bench. They try to lob it down low to Jones. She puts it up, no good, but she was fouled by Joyce Edwards. Heck of an entry pass there by Austin to find Jones, who really had to arch her back to get it and beat Edwards to the spot. And Joyce Edwards is going to be whistled for the foul, her first. And the first on the Gamecocks. Wow, with 2:15 to play in the quarter. Namu Jones at the line, 6'4", redshirt sophomore from Jackson, Alabama. Jackson High School, 61% free throw shooter. Has 2 points here tonight and 2 rebounds. And misses the first free throw. Did not score, but had 5 rebounds against the Gamecocks in the earlier meeting in Columbia. Averaging just over 5 points, 5 rebounds per game. Second free throw from Jones. No good. 2 hard caroms off the back iron. Rebound to Joyce Edwards, who now has a double-double, and the Gamecocks have it. Swing it right side to Maddie McDaniel. McDaniel picks up the dribble, needs help. Gets it to Edwards, right corner. Joyce working against Austin, trying to drive, cut off through the double team. Near side, it comes to McKeer in the corner, puts it on the floor, drives, and banks it in for 2. I got McKeer with the bucket, makes it 57-42. First points for the freshman tonight. With 1:48 to play, it's a 15-point lead here in the third quarter for the Gamecocks. For Joyce Edwards, 6th double-double of the season, 10th of her career. Alabama with the basketball. Cody up top, guarded by Miriam Dowda. Picks up the dribble, hands it off to Austin. Shot clock down to 12. Austin guarded by Maddie McDaniel, tries to go baseline on the near side. Wraparound pass, far corner 3 for Weathers is good. Carly Weathers, 5th in the SEC in 3-point shooting. Hits her second of the night, and the lead is trimmed again, 57-45. The threes are keeping Alabama close. Lead down to a dozen with 1:13 to play in the quarter. Here's Dowda at the free throw line. Drives the left side of the lane, puts an awkward shot up, no good. She thought she was fouled, didn't get the whistle. Ball knocked free. It's still loose, and Alabama comes out of there with it. Gamecocks weren't really looking towards the basketball. 58 seconds to play in the third quarter. Cody drives the lane left side. Has the ball knocked out of her hand, stolen by Joyce Edwards. 3-on-3 the other way. Joyce takes it to the rack herself, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul. There was a lot of contact. And they're going to say Joyce initiated. Joyce doesn't like the call. She'll pick up her second. 48.7 seconds to play in the third quarter. Carolina's lead is just 12. We've gotten it up to about 16 a few times, but haven't been able to pull away. The three-pointers are going down for Alabama. They've got 9 tonight. That's over their average. Gamecock's going to have to defend the perimeter a little bit better. Collins, top of the circle on the dribble, passes right to Cody. She wants 3. The big post player bears one. Essence Cody, it's just her 10th three-pointer of the year. The lead down to single digits at 57-48 on the 10th three-pointer of the night for Alabama. 23 seconds to play in the quarter. Alabama right in this thing. Ladson dribbling right side in traffic, and she's fouled on the way up. Will go to the line. Alabama drilling it from three-point range tonight. They are 10 out of 22 for 45%. Gamecocks have not defended the perimeter well. Alabama hit 9 threes against the Gamecocks in Columbia. They've already got 10 here, and we're not done with the third quarter. And that has kept them in the game. Ladson at the free throw line for a pair for the first time. 81% on the year, but she misses. Well, Gamecocks have shot free throws incredibly well the last 5 games. Most games over 90%. Tonight, not so much. 6 out of 10. Second free throw from Ladson, no good. Tonight, Ladson, an 81% free throw shooter, missed them both. Fight for the rebound underneath. It goes out of bounds off the Gamecocks, they said. So a 16-point lead is down to 9, and Alabama can work for the final shot of the quarter. Gamecocks kind of hurting themselves with the misses at the free throw line, just 6 out of 11. And then a silly foul on Maddie McDaniel in the backcourt. Won't hurt them, though, as it's only the third team foul, but her second. 13 and a half seconds to play in the third. Lead is down to 9. It was 16. Weathers triggers it in to Scott, who fumbles it, but able to recover across the timeline. They'll work for the final shot here. Scott, guarded by Tania Ladson, comes around a screen to her left. Cut off on the baseline, trying to knife her way in, puts it up and in, and that's how the third quarter will end. Well, the Gamecocks didn't pack their defense in the third quarter, and Alabama's made this a game. Gamecocks with a 7-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter, 57-50. 30 minutes in the books. Final frame coming up after this. It's South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Gamecock fans, it's Alexis Potts from Gamecock Equestrian. Good horsemanship means understanding horse health and behavior, just like Ariat understands great clothes and boots. Because in the morning, I may be mucking stalls, but then I'm off to class, and later that night, I may be out with the team celebrating another win. Ariat has me covered for it all. Nobody has more Ariat than Harrison's, the home of work, western, and wow. Shop Ariat for the entire family at a Harrison's near you or at harrisonsusa.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi there, Gamecock fans. I'm State Treasurer Curtis Loftus. It might be tough to picture your child in college today, but it'll be here before you know it. Future Scholar, South Carolina's 529 college savings plan, makes it easy to save for your child's education. You can start with any amount. Savings grow tax-free, and friends and family can chip in too. Discover the smart, easy way to save for your future Gamecock today at futurescholar.com. That's futurescholar.com.
Live from the Limehouse Financial Studios, this is WTCB-FM, Orangeburg, Columbia, a Cumulus media station, and home of the Midlands Morning Show with Kaylin and LB, B106.7.
Back in Tuscaloosa, we get set for the start of the fourth quarter, and we've got ourselves a ball game after the Gamecocks started to pull away with a 16-point lead midway through the third quarter. Alabama's trimmed it to 7 at 57-50. Gamecocks didn't exactly pack their defense since the first quarter. They've allowed Alabama in the second and third quarter to hit 9 out of 16 from three-point range. Have not defended the perimeter well. The Crimson Tide have hit 10 three-pointers overall, 10 out of 22 for 45.5%, shooting 45% overall from the floor. Gamecocks 47% overall, but just 3 out of 14 from three-point range, and more of a disappointment in the Gamecocks, who had been shooting free throws very well the last 2.5 weeks, just 6 out of 11 today. Joyce Edwards now leading the Gamecocks with 15 points and 10 rebounds, her 6th double-double of the year. Medina Okot, 13 points, 12 rebounds, but did not score in that third quarter. Got to get her going. Tessa Johnson, the Gamecocks' best three-point shooter. In fact, the best three-point shooter statistically in the SEC, just 1 for 6 tonight. Gamecocks don't quite have their A game here tonight in some areas. Let's see if they can pack their defense here in the fourth quarter. Tamia Scott leading them with 12 points, but again, they've spread their three-pointers around. They've hit 10 of them tonight. 6 different players for the Crimson Tide have hit at least one three-pointer. On the floor to start the fourth quarter, the original starting 5, Raven and Tessa Johnson. No, I'm sorry, Maddie McDaniel's in there for Tania Latson, along with Joyce Edwards and Medina Okot. It'll be Carolina ball moving right to left. See if the Gamecocks can get things rolling again here. Raven will bring it up. Just a 7-point lead, led by as many as 16. Raven dribbling left, working against the zone. Still has it on the floor. Bounce pass halfway down the lane to Medina. Back up top to Raven. Raven looking inside, 14 on the shot clock. Now Maddie McDaniel left side around a screen. Can't do much with it. Work it right side. Far side it goes. 3-ball Tessa from the corner. Won't go down. She's 1 for 7. Joyce with the rebound on the other side. Puts it back in for 2, and the Gamecocks will start the scoring here. It's 59-50. Joyce Edwards with 17 points. And another rebound. Alabama with the basketball, just underway fourth quarter. Here's Chambers left side. She'll bomb a 3. Off the rim, no good. Another rebound, Medina Okot, and the Gamecocks have it. Ahead to Raven Johnson just in front of us. Gets it across, zings it right side. Maddie McDaniel drives, feeds it underneath to Joyce, climbs the ladder, gets her man in the air, lays it in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a 3-point play, and just like that, the Gamecocks push the lead back up to double figures. It's 61-50. Joyce Edwards becoming a big factor here in the second half. Joyce had 6 points at halftime. She's got 13 here in the second half. Also has 11 rebounds overall. 19 points for Joyce. She's at the line, but just 1 out of 3 from the free throw line tonight. Follow-up free throw, again short. Goodness, and a rebound to Alabama. The Gamecocks shooting 50% from the line. Here's Ace Austin the other way for Alabama. Dribbles down to the right wing. Drives across the baseline. Got away with a walk in the lane. Feeds it out left side. Tamia Scott will lay it up and in front of the rim, and the lead is trimmed 61-52. Gamecocks just never looked settled on defense there. The lead down to single digits with 8:45 to play. Here's Joyce Edwards. Passes left to Raven Johnson. Raven dribbling to the top of the circle around the zone. Tries to drive into the lane right side. Cut off on the low block. Needs some help. Feeds it up top to Joyce. Shot clock under 10. Edwards. Got to do something with it. 5 seconds to shoot it. Still has it on the floor. Joyce falls on her rear end. And we're going to get what? A timeout taken by Coach Don Staley of the Gamecocks. 8:24 to play. Gamecocks lead is just 9 at 61-52. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well. It's South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey homeowners, don't let HVAC troubles disrupt your peace. Enjoy consistent comfort with Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. From quick repairs to new installs, our friendly, family-owned team has your comfort covered. For over 40 years, families across the Midlands have trusted Krantz for quality service, fair prices, and hometown care you can count on. So don't wait. Beat the heat and kick the cold with Krantz Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The best team, the best service in town, powered by Train. Keep comfortable with Krantz. Visit KrantzCooling.com today.
Hey Gamecock fans, it's your 3-time national champion women's basketball coach, Dawn Staley, and I want to encourage you to fly local. From takeoff to tip-off, the team and I are proud to support our hometown airport. With 10 non-stop destinations, CAE makes it easy to get where you're going. For more information about the official airport of the Gamecocks and a full list of non-stop destinations, visit flycae.com.
Join Gamecock fans of all ages on Saturday, April 25th as you run, walk, or jog through Gamecock Park and the indoor and outdoor football practice fields for this year's Cocky Trot 5K and Fun Run and Walk. It's fun for the whole family, so don't miss out. Registration includes a commemorative race shirt and medal and access to purchase discounted football and baseball tickets. Register today at GamecocksOnline.com/Cocky Trot. That's GamecocksOnline.com/Cocky Trot.
$8:24 to play in the fourth quarter here in Tuscaloosa. Gamecocks with a 9-point lead at 61-52. It'll be Carolina ball. They had to burn a timeout to save the possession, but only 2.5 seconds on the shot clock, so going to have to do something quick with it here. Gamecocks struggled to get Medina Okot involved here in the second half, but Joyce Edwards has picked up some of that slack. Gamecocks not shooting free throws well, however. Again, the last 2.5 weeks, Gamecocks have been realistically almost perfect from the free throw line, over 90%. But just 6 out of 12 tonight for 50%. Left a lot of points out there. And not shooting it well from the perimeter, just 3 out of 15 from three-point range. Tessa Johnson, 1 out of 7 from behind the arc tonight. Meanwhile, Alabama lighting it up from distance. They average about 8.5 threes per game. They're well over their average already. They have 10 three-pointers and 23 attempts. So combine the bad free throw shooting of the Gamecocks and the excellent perimeter shooting by the Crimson Tide, you've got a close ball game. Carolina ball with 2.5 seconds on the shot clock. They'll trigger it in, baseline right side. Raven Johnson will be the trigger woman. You've got Tessa, McDaniel, Edwards, and Ocott, and they're all lined up in the middle of the lane to start things off once TV lets us play. Raven looks to trigger it in and just threw it away, and that's not what you wanted out of the timeout. We get it into Joyce Edwards. For some reason, the shot clock reset. Gamecocks lost the possession, and then Raven got it back, and 2.5 seconds should have gone off the clock. It should have been a shot clock violation by the time Joyce Edwards picked up that loose ball from Raven and shot a glass ball anyway. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Either way, that's going to be Alabama ball on the turnover. So you burn the timeout, and you made a lousy pass on the inbound pass that almost resulted in a turnover, and ultimately is a turnover on the shot clock violation. So Alabama ball. Gamecocks lead is just 9. We've got 8:18 to play here. Ace Austin across the timeline, guarded by Maddie McDaniel. The freshman has played well tonight. Ace Austin has hit 3 three-pointers off the bench. Here's Timmons, drives to the free throw line, kicks it out left side to Austin. Shot clock at 15. Drives into the lane, fumbles but recovers. Cut off on the right baseline. Now the ball's knocked loose. Timmons recovers. Shot clock under 10. Timmons on the dribble drive into the lane. Feeds it inside. Ball knocked free. And they recover. No, it went out of bounds. It'll be Carolina ball on the turnover. So the Gamecocks catch a break there. They'll get Tamia Scott back into the game for the Tide. She'll pick up the big girl, Naomi Jones. Carolina ball leading 61-52, 7:50 to play. Largest lead was 16 points. It's been as close as 7 lately. Alabama's trying to make things difficult with that zone again. Raven left side in the corner, Medina Ocott. Back to Maddie McDaniel, up top Tessa. Good look at a 3 straight away. In and out, no good. Foul underneath on Alabama as Weathers got tangled up with Medina Ocott. It'll be a foul on Weathers. Tessa Johnson's struggles continue. She's just 1 out of 8 from three-point range. You figure sooner or later the law of averages, she's going to hit one. Came in leading the SEC at 48%, but she can't buy a 3 tonight. Raven will bring it in, baseline left side, gets it into Medina. Back to Raven on the left wing. Raven on the dribble, up top, Joyce Edwards. Puts it on the floor, cut off at the free throw line. Right side, Maddie McDaniel, shot clock at 10. Weathers pokes out at her. Back to Ocott in the far corner. She's going to try another 3. Bang! Three-pointer, Medina Ocott. Just her 5th of the year and 2nd of the game, and the Gamecocks lead 64-52. That's a Dominion Energy 3, powering her every day. Never thought Medina Ocott would have more 3s in a game than Tessa Johnson, but she does tonight. Cody drives underneath the basket, and Medina Ocott going to be called for a foul. Thought she got a clean block, but must have got her with the body. Medina's going to pick up her first foul. Medina was 16 points, 14 rebounds tonight. And that'll send Alabama to the line. Gamecocks leading at 64-52 with 7:02 to play. It'll be Essence Cody at the stripe, the junior from Valdosta, Georgia. McDonald's High School All-American out of Valdosta High School. Named to the SEC freshman team a couple of years ago. Hits the first free throw, makes it 64-53. 73% free throw shooter coming into the evening. Second free throw is good. She hit them both, and it's a 10-point game. Gamecocks in front, 64-54, 7 minutes to play. Alabama doing a great job of hanging around. They've shot it well. Gamecocks trying to solve the zone. Raven Johnson up top between the rings. Maddie McDaniel as Coach Staley signals the play. Shot clock already down to 14. Maddie dribbling left. Throw it up top to Joyce Edwards. She'll pull up from the free throw line. It won't bank in. Well off the mark there. Rebound Alabama. Chance for the Crimson Tide to cut it to single digits. And the ball knocked free by Raven Johnson, but we couldn't save it from going out of bounds. Raven got some quick hands in there to knock it free, and then it skidded all the way across the floor into the Carolina bench. Still 64-54. They're going to say the shot clock is at 24. They're going to recycle the shot clock, say that was an actual change of possession. Ooh, I don't know about that one. Probably doesn't matter, but I didn't think there was any kind of change of possession there. All right. 6:33 to play. Gamecocks lead is 10, but Alabama with the basketball. Ace Austin will bring it across, guarded by Maddie McDaniel. Gamecocks have not defended the perimeter well here. Get it to Timmons, guarded by Raven. Bounce pass on the high post to the big girl, Cody. Squares up to the basket. Ocott playing a few feet off her. Shot clock at 14. Pass it right to Austin. Around a screen to her left. Steps back into a three-pointer. Missed it short. Rebound Medina Ocott, and the Gamecocks have it. Leading by 10 with 6:09 to play. Raven across the timeline just in front of us. Feeds Medina up top. Bounce pass underneath to Joyce Edwards. Fighting through a double team. Puts it off the window. No good, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Now you got to hit the free throws, which has been a challenge tonight for the Gamecocks, who are just 6 out of 12 from the free throw line. And Joyce Edwards, who had been so good as of late from the line, was 70% for the year coming in, just 1 out of 4 tonight. She'll get 2 cracks at it here. First free throw is good, and that gives Joyce Edwards 20 points tonight. Right at her season average, her 16th 20-point game of the season. Second free throw. That one is good as well, and it's 66-54. 21 now for Joyce. 6 minutes to play in this one. Austin quickly across the timeline, dribbling left. Up top to Timmons, guarded by Raven. Couple of jab steps. Pulls it back behind the arc. Raven tries to stay with her. She wants someone to set a screen for her. Shot clock down to 14. Ball knocked free by Raven. Raven pushes it into the front court. One girl to beat as she drives, shoots, scores. Raven Johnson with the steal and the bucket, her first points of the night. And it's 68-54. And Coach Christy Curry of Alabama is going to burn a timeout. What a play by Raven Johnson. What a time to get her first points of the night, using the defense to create some offense. And the Gamecocks with a 14-point lead with 5:36 to play. We'll keep it right here as we've already had our media timeout. Gamecocks trying to create some separation here, but the Crimson Tide continue to battle back. See what they have this time. 68-54 Carolina. Alabama ball will have to go the length of the floor. We've got Tania Ladson, Maddie McDaniel, Tessa Johnson, Joyce Edwards, Medina Ocott on the floor. Austin, the freshman, will bring it up. She has played extremely well off the bench for them tonight. Feeds it up top to Cody. Back to the basket, guarded by Ocott. Whistle away from the ball. And going to get a foul on Tania Ladson. Going a little tighter here suddenly as Ladson picks up her second foul. Second on the Gamecocks here in the fourth quarter. They'll bring it in. Baseline right side for the Tide. Austin to do the honors. Got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. Just gets it in right side to Tamia Scott. Scott guarded by Joyce Edwards. On the dribble with the right hand. Hands it off to Austin again. Passes left to Timmons. Timmons around a screen. Drives into the lane. Tries to get her man in the air. Kicks it out right side. Shot clock under 10. Cody trying to create. Kicks it out to Scott. She'll drive right side. Up top, Timmons for 3. Air ball. Into the baseline. Carolina will have it. Good defense that time by Carolina all around, especially on the perimeter. Timmons had to rush that shot with Maddie McDaniel in her face. Carolina ball leading by 14. We're midway through the fourth quarter here in Tuscaloosa. McDaniel across the timeline. Gets it to Ocott. She'll work it right side to Tessa. Tessa trying to fight through an off night. Kicks it out near corner to Ladson. Drives across the baseline. In traffic. Has her shot blocked. Gets her own rebound on her behind. And then the ball saved from going out of bounds after it was knocked free by Alabama. Here come the Crimson Tide. Quickly down the floor. Near corner. Austin's got an open look at a 3. Too strong. Another rebound. Medina Ocott. And the Gamecocks have it. Big girl with 16 rebounds tonight for the Gamecocks. 4.5 minutes to play in this one. It's a 14-point lead for Carolina. Maddie McDaniel now signals the play. Alabama in a man-to-man here after a lot of zone tonight. Maddie dribbling to her right in front of the Carolina bench. Shot clock down to 10. Feed it to Medina Ocott on the baseline. She'll pull it back out. Feeds it near side to Ladson. Near corner to Tessa. And they're going to get a 3-second lane violation on Joyce Edwards. Hate to see that. The turnover gives it back to Alabama. 4:14 to play. 14-point lead for the Gamecocks. But again, Alabama hanging around. See if the Gamecocks can defend well here. Alabama with the basketball. Collins across the timeline, guarded by Ladson. Hands it off top. Timmons passes to the left to Tamia Scott, guarded by Edwards. Comes around a screen, pulls up for three. Missed this one. Fight for the rebound. Loose on the floor. Tessa Johnson comes out of there with it. And the Gamecocks have it. Long pass to Maddie McDaniel. Maddie across the timeline finds Joyce Edwards in the lane. Pull-up jumper. Good. Joyce Edwards with the short bucket. She's got 23 points, and it's 70-54, matching our largest lead of 16 points with 3:40 to play. Big night for Joyce. Big second half for Joyce. Ladson goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Trying to back her way in. Driving into the lane is Collins. Cut off there. Needs some help. Feeds it into Timmons. She'll drive the lane. Wraparound pass inside to Jones. She couldn't handle it. Goes out of her hands, out of bounds. Carolina ball on the turnover. That's the 18th turnover by Alabama tonight. They only average 14 a game. And Alabama's going to burn another timeout. 3:27 to play. Gamecocks in front here, 70-54. We'll step aside as well. Carolina basketball from Learfield.
Hey y'all, I'm Nick Harbour, wide receiver for the USC Gamecocks. You know me from being pretty fast on the field, but I make a lot of quick decisions on how I spend my free time around Columbia, South Carolina. Should I fill up with a pimento cheeseburger or a pimento cheese pizza? Will I spend my all-season Saturday mornings at Soda City Market or floating down the river? Turns out, you don't have to just choose one. Plan your quick getaway at experiencecolumbiasc.com. Just make sure you save some time to watch the Gamecocks play.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 1.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through March 2nd, 2026. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.64 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Even the best players need a strong team behind them. Atkins Law is always there for you, whether you're hurt on the job or in a motor vehicle accident. Who you hire matters.
You focus on recovery, and we'll handle the rest. As proud Gamecock alumni, we understand what it means to have a good support system on and off the court.
So when life takes an unexpected turn, trust the team that fights for you.
Call us at 803-251-6406 or visit hollyatkinslaw.com.
3:27 to play here in Tuscaloosa. South Carolina leading Alabama now 70-54. Gamecocks on a 6-0 run to stretch this out, matching our largest lead. Trying to pull away here late. Maddie McDaniel will bring it across for the Gamecocks. Man-to-man for Alabama. Work it left side to Taniyah Ladson. Ladson gets a screen from Allie Tornabes. Cut off at the free throw line. 15 to shoot it. Now Agat Makir right side. Trying to work on the dribble into the lane. Floaters up off the glass and in. Agat Makir gives the Gamecocks their largest lead, 72-54, with 3:01 to play in the contest. Makir with 4 points off the bench tonight. Here's Weathers left side for the Tide. Work it up top to Timmons. She'll crank a three. Back rimmed it no good. Weathers tips the rebound to herself for Alabama. Good hustle there. Near corner comes to Collins for three. She missed it short. And Edwards fighting for the rebound on her knees. She comes out of there with it, and all of a sudden Alabama has cooled off from three-point range. Here's Agat Makir the other way. Feeds it up top to Maddie McDaniel. Ball knocked free. Alabama comes out of there with it on the turnover. They've got 2-on-2 the other way. Timmons driving. Kicks it out left side. Three ball was blocked. They had a good look at a three left side, but flying in there, I think, was Maddie McDaniel. Gamecocks on an 8-0 run. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll remain with the Crimson Tide. Joyce Edwards comes out. She'll finish with 23 points, 12 rebounds. As Isla McDowell, the freshman, checks back in, and the Gamecocks with a comfortable 18-point lead with 2:27 to play. Bama to bring it in, baseline left side. Feed it to Tamia Scott. Guarded by Makir, comes around a screen, drives into the lane, kicks it back out up top to Collins. Shot clock at 15. Collins drives down to the baseline. Now back into the circle with a circle route into the lane. Back to her left. Shot clock under 10. Feeds it to Chambers in the lane. Bank shot won't go in off the glass. Collins with the rebound. Stick back won't go. Tornabes with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Allie Tornabes with her third rebound. Carolina ball, 2 minutes to play, leading 72-54. Alabama with a good effort tonight. Tornabees, three up top, in and out, no good. Gamecocks have not shot threes well tonight, minus the big girl, Medina Okada, who's hit two. 1:48 to play in the game. Scott drives in the lane, ball knocked out of her hands by McDaniel, but Alabama recovers. Then the ball stolen away by Tanaya Ladson. She saves it from going out of bounds, tips it to Allie Tornabees, Carolina ball. 1:35 to play. Gamecocks in front, 72-54. With a win tonight, the Gamecocks will be one win away from clinching their 10th SEC regular season title, and it'll be their 25th consecutive win over Alabama. Here's McKeer right side. Now dribbling to the top of the circle, shot clock under 10. Gamecocks happy to work some clock. Shot clock down to 5. McDaniel spins into the lane, puts an off-balance shot up, no good, but she's bailed out with a foul and will go to the line. Maddie McDaniel playing a lot of minutes tonight. She's got 8 points, 5 of them coming from the free throw line, where she's 5 out of 6. Gamecocks only 8 out of 14 as a team from the free throw line tonight. But Maddie will go to the line for a couple of more here with just 1:12 to play. Daniel. First free throw is good. Makes it 73-54. She can tie her career high of 10 points if she makes this one. She does, and she did. 74-54. Gamecocks on a 10-0 run. 1:10 to play. Gamecocks ballooned this out to 20 points, but this was not a 20-point game most of the way. Up top it comes Collins. Passes right. Driving in the lane is Jennings. Bounce pass underneath the basket. They'll get a layup, count it, and a foul. Chance for a three-point play as Lords DeSiva Costa gets the and one there, and that snaps that 10-0 run by the Gamecocks. It's 74-56 as both teams have gone deep into their bench here late. DeSiva Costa at the line where she's 9 out of 12 on the season. Follow-up free throw, good. Got every bit of iron, and it's 74-57. 58 seconds to play in this one. Gamecocks with the basketball. The last time they'll have to shoot it. Alabama with a good effort here tonight to stay close most of the way and battle back from big deficits. But Carolina pulling away late here. Tanaya Ladson driving in the lane, cut off, spins to her right, floats it up and in. What a finish there by Ladson. She's in double figures with 10, and it's 76-57. 37 seconds to play in this one. Collins dribbling left. Passes right to Jennings. Jennings guarded by McDaniel. Driving into the lane, spins to her right, knifes back to her left, loses the handle. It goes out of bounds. Off the tide, it'll be Carolina ball, and the Gamecocks can dribble out the clock. 25 seconds to play. Gamecocks will come into Tuscaloosa and knock off the Alabama Crimson Tide. 76-57, 25th consecutive win over Alabama for the Gamecocks. And South Carolina is one win away from clinching their 10th SEC regular season title since 2014. Gamecocks knock off number 25 Alabama here in Tuscaloosa tonight, 76-57. We'll take a timeout and start our wrap-up.